Guys, I think we may have found the worst figure in the entire line. How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Rod from DBZSHFIGS.com, and today I'm bringing to you an unboxing and review of the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts King Gomah from Dragon Ball Daima. But before we begin, just want to let you know that I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once I reach that milestone, I'll be giving away one of these Tamashii Nation store exclusive Son Goku Innocent Challengers. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe because you might even be the one that takes this one home. Also, while you're at it, make sure to check out the Discord for the channel in the description below. It's a place where a lot of people that love Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts come together to talk about the figures, share our figure photography, and just hang out all day. If that sounds like something you'd like to join, again, make sure to check out the link in the description. If you know me, you know I've had beef with this figure for a very long time. I think the price was just crazy. If you don't know, this retailed for $75 on Premium Bandai before shipping, before taxes. So overall, you're paying about 90 something dollars depending on your tax from your state. So it definitely has a lot to live up to, which I'm not sure. I'm gonna try and go in with a open mind and judge it as I see it now, instead of like all my premeditated hate towards the figure. So anyways, let's take a look at the box here. So of course, one thing I do always like about these Daima figures are the purple metallic-y nameplate that they have. I really enjoy that. And then overall, I think the box looks pretty cool. It's from Daima, Premium Bandai. Make sure to always have your Tamashii Nation's quality sticker as well as your Toei animation sticker to make sure you have a legit figure. Let's give it a little spin here. You can see all the different poses that it comes with. And of course, it comes with DLC for Goku Mini Daima. And by that, I mean his power pole in different kind of, actions. So yeah, let's get them out. Here we have the figure in the clamshell. I know a lot of people like to see how all the accessories are fitted within the plastic. So here, just a little look at how everything is. And I will say that it does come with two clamshells. It comes with the main one, and then this back one with the spinning power pole is a separate kind of clamshell. But yeah, let's get them out. So here we have Your Majesty King Gomah straight out of the package here. But before we begin, make sure to check out my website, DBZSHFIGS.com. It's a complete archive of every single release in the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts line. The website is constantly being updated with all the latest information, including the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, as well as the newly announced Glorio. But anyways, as I have the figure here, of course, he comes straight out of the box holding his staff here. I gotta say, if there's one positive out the back that I could say, is that he looks straight out of the anime. I always like the likeness that they're able to capture with these figures. Other than that, I gotta say that he's really, really small, and his limbs are very skinny and fragile. Looks like I could break them at any point. They don't really look the best, these joints. Like, if you can tell here in the elbow, it's just like a tiny little connection here. So I don't know. I feel like if I just move the arm the wrong way, it's probably gonna snap. Same thing with the leg here. He does have a ball joint here that you can move inward and outward. I mean, it's still kind of crazy to me that they can make such good joints be this small, but still, it doesn't take away the fact that they seem very fragile. Like, I don't know. I feel like it reminds me kind of like a cheap toy in a way. The articulation on this guy is not good. I'm going to be straightforward with that right out of the gate. He doesn't have an ab crunch at all, which for a highly super articulated S.H.Figuarts figure, it's kind of a big letdown. Dragon Stars have the same type of articulation, so what are you really paying extra for? The cape over here, you can move it up and down, not side to side. If you can see here, it doesn't seem like the cape is able to be removed because there's like a pin going right through it. So that's staying here. This part up here of the cape is soft goods. It's like a soft plastic, but this part is a hard plastic, so that's kind of weird, to have it be very different. Other than that, there's not really much to say about the figure. Like, yeah, the staff looks pretty cool, I guess. It's painted pretty nice, but everything else is just, I mean, there's no shading, but at the same time, like, what would they shade, I guess, would be the question. yeah, there's not much I could really say about this. If you're a fan of King Gomah, I guess it's a good purchase. But if you're not, and I'm assuming so many people skipped out on this one because, I mean, it's hardly an S.H.Figuarts with the lack of body articulation. And then he himself, I feel like he wasn't really like a captivating villain until he got the third eye, and then he became really cool. But even then, he just looked like a giant Jiren with a different head. Anyways, let's take a look at the accessories here. So he comes straight out of the box with this head and faceplate that's kind of like a evil smirk, I guess I would call it. So one thing I don't like straight away is that it's kind of hard to remove the face without having to remove the head, because you got to get under here and then pull. The second face for this head is this one where he's kind of like grinning, looking angry with his teeth out, grinning, looking angrily at Goku. And then he has this separate head which is more elongated, so it's kind of longer and only fits 2 out of the 5 faceplates, including this one. That's kind of like a laughing one where he's, you know, being evil. Lastly is this one with his mouth looking really funny, like he's screaming at something, or he's in pain, or giving a command or something like that. I will say one of the biggest cons that I found with this figure is just how difficult it is to get the face out of this head right here. I don't know why they made it so hard, but it's hard to get in there. You literally have to use your nail to like take it off, which is kind of weird. As far as hands go, he comes with these closed fists but with a hole in them, so he could hold his staff on either hand that you want. He also comes with these closed fists, ready to fight someone, ready to punch if he can even take on anyone. He comes with these open palm karate chop hands. There's these other open palm hands where are kind of like spread out, kind of like these are more like saying stop or something like that, or covering himself if he's about to get hit by a blast. And then lastly is a third pair of open palm hands, but these ones are a little bent at the fingers. As you could tell more with the thumb here, it's like more bent. But I mean, why do you need so many open palm hands? They could have added something else. And then lastly, of course, we have the crossed arm piece, so he could just look like he's impatient or, you know, mad at his troops for not being competent. The last few accessories are for this guy right here, Goku Mini Daima. So just to show you, this is the power pole that it comes with originally. Now Gomah has DLC for this guy, including the longer power pole, which if you compare it to the one that comes with Goku, it's about double the size. So that one you could put in here as well for whatever you want to do, you know, smack someone. He also comes with this other power pole that, as you can tell, has like windsweptness over here, so he could display motion as if he's about to hit someone. And then lastly, he comes with a right hand for Goku that has a little peg sticking out, and that of course goes with this power pole accessory here. So you can tell there's a hole there that just attaches to the peg. And then now it looks like he's spinning his power pole, you know, getting ready for combat using a brand new move. Pretty cool. I really like that. I dig it. But as always, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of DLC, especially with stuff like this. I feel like the power pole stuff could have been included with the Super Saiyan Mini Goku, since that one didn't include a regular power pole, yet was the same price as this Goku here. So it's just kind of weird why they would include this with Gomah. I don't know. I don't really get it. Again, especially since that Super Saiyan Goku, it was basically the same figure, just with a different head. They could have at least included these power pole accessories with that, and that would have made it more of a, you know, a buy, in my opinion. With King Gomah, I think they could have opted out for including the power poles and just lowered the price, and that wouldn't have been an issue. But yeah, I mean, that's just what Tamashii Nation thinks nowadays. Back to Gomah, and now we're going to move into the review part of the video. And as always, we start with articulation. Let's start at the foot down here. Rotates 360. However, the foot also rotates 360, so they might be rotating together. The foot bends down, bends up. You have a nice little ankle rocker side to side, and the little toe bends up. The knee is able to bend pretty good, almost a 90-degree there. And then, like I said, the whole leg rotates. He's able to kick up this much. He doesn't really kick back. I don't think that's, actually, kind of, a little bit, I'd say. And then off to the side, a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the leg articulation. He is able to bend slightly, and that's just because of the ball peg there for the legs. Torso, he literally has no articulation there, can't do anything there. The arms are able to rotate 360 at the shoulder, bend outward this much, bend inward this much, which is quite a bit. His thumb here almost reaches his nose. Then the bicep is able to rotate 360. The elbow is able to bend at a 90 basically, which is quite a bit. And then you're able to rotate the wrist 360, and there's a ball peg there, so you're able to move the hand inward and outward. The head itself, I mean, he rotates to the left, rotates to the right. He is not able to move it to either side. He can't really look down, and he can't really look up. He just looks straight, which is awful in my opinion. Now, you know, there's too many cons here in my opinion. Like, the head can't really move. The legs are a little tight just based on how big his torso is. His torso, I mean, can't even say anything. He's not articulated at all. The hands are probably like the best things, and even those are kind of a little underwhelming just because his arms are just so little. Honestly, I gotta give it a 1. I've never been more disappointed with a figure in terms of articulation, especially, again, a highly articulated S.H.Figuarts. In terms of accuracy, I will say if Tamashii Nations gets one thing right with their figures, is the accuracy. And to me, I've said it already before, but he looks straight out of the anime in my opinion, so I gotta give it a 5 there. Price to plastic ratio, you get a tiny figure, you get 2 different heads, you get a total of 5 different faces, you get crossed arms, you get the staff, you get 5 pairs of hands, you get a hand for Goku, and 3 different power pole accessories for 75 is still a lot in my opinion, just based on the fact that, like I said, they could have just included these power pole accessories with the Super Saiyan Mini Goku. There's no reason to include it with this guy. And if you take that away, I mean, the package is basically a few different things. The figure is not that articulated. Yes, you can say, oh, it's a new mold that they're only ever going to use for this figure, but I mean, is that up to us to pay that difference? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think the figure is lacking in so many areas that 75 is just a joke. Like, even with the power pole accessories, like, how much could this cost to make? Trust me, not that much. So overall, it's not like a 0 or a 1, but I can't give it any more than a 2 in my opinion. As for scale, here I have them with Goku, and they're basically the same height, bar the hair. You know, side by side, they're basically the same height. And I think that's pretty accurate. I gotta give it a 5. For shelf presence, I said it once and I'll say it again. This is not reminiscent of S.H.Figuarts. Honestly, if anything, it's more of a Dragon Stars. The figure is so tiny and he just looks very comical. You know, the fact that he has no torso articulation just takes away from the overall look of the figure, in my opinion. While it does come with some very cool things, including the faceplates, I just love how, you know, how immersive they look, how expressive. But other than that, if you look at this figure in your shelf, I mean, it looks very disappointing. He has a funny design. He's not very cool looking, in my opinion, so I gotta give it a 2. So overall, King Gomah gets a cumulative score of 3 out of 5, making it a pretty bad figure in terms of my kind of rating. Most of my figures I give like at least a 4, so this one is very underwhelming. You know, the price to plastic is just not there. The articulation is the worst that I've seen out of any Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts. Shelf presence, I would definitely not put this on my shelf. I don't know about you guys. If they release the Third Eye Gomah, that one looks a lot better. This one just looks like a kid's toy. I'm very disappointed with this purchase, honestly. 75 is just too much for something like this. Tamashii Nations is getting away with a lot of things nowadays that they shouldn't be able to get away with, and this is one of those things. It's one of those very disappointing facts that they could have just, you know, included, I guess, more accessories of Gomah instead of relying on, you know, different things for Goku. Anyways, if you disagree with any of my ratings on the five categories, make sure you head to DBZSHFIGS.com, go into the page for King Gomah. There should be a poll there for you to input your own ratings. That way we get a combined rating from the entire community. And while you're there, make sure to check out the Amazon deals tab where you'll find all the best deals currently on Amazon for Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. There might even be something that you want to pick up there. But anyways, if you're still listening to me at this point in time, just know that I appreciate you and I hope you have a nice rest of your day.